You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
Well, man, this is your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And today, we got a legend on the scene. This man is shaking and baking, moving and grooving. He is a force in the industry. He is kicking ass like no other. I am always happy to have him on because I am inspired by this superpreneur over here. That is, they I don't know, they got this thing, king of all media. I think these guys are about to be the king of the world over here and everything pop culture. Let me introduce the man, the legend, the ToddFather himself, Todd McFarlane. What's poppin', my brother? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Al? Thanks for having me back.
So. Oh, absolutely. I'm always fired up to have you back. I don't know how you feeling, brother. I know you got things going on, but don't you worry, brother. We're about to kick butt right now. Shout out to Lori over here. Lori over here is already pleased. She's asking for a birthday wish of having you on her show. I do have a detail, so I'll go ahead and share that. She's part of the Madness Comic Book Network that's supporting indie, so a big shout out to them.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So.
Hey, there we go. So, big Todd, brother, thank you for coming back. We have a busy year ahead. But before we get into this busy year ahead, we got to go ahead and finish this month because you're doing that dope Spawnuary that's popping off right now, right? Yep. So let's get into that real quick because it's a call to all artists right here. Check it out, folks. It's a cover. So can you talk a bit about this, brother?
Yeah. You're always trying to figure out ways to say thank you to the crowd and to give back a little bit, right? And so the idea here is there's so much talent. I mean, there's just so much art talent across the globe. And now we can sort of reach people because of the internet. And so the idea was, what if we did a contest of people showing me, because there's, people do fan art all day long, right? For dozens of characters. So what if we did a contest, do your fan art, and you can be 8 to 80 and you can be a novice all the way to a 10-year pro. We didn't put any limits on it. Send in your artwork and I'm going to pick. The original one is I was going to pick 4. I got a feeling I'm going to have way more than 4. So my guess is this is going to probably go more than 1 month. But the grand prize was supposed to be originally that I'd pick the top 4, and each one of them would get their artwork has one of the actual covers on the comic book in the coming month. So not only that it's like, oh man, look at that, I did it and Todd liked it. It's like Todd liked it, and he's going to put it on every one of his comic books. And so you get, you can download that right there that you can see on the screen. You download blank artwork, which is what most of us draw on. And you do it, whether it's by hand or you can print that on paper or do it digitally. I don't care how you get there. And then send us in. And we, again, I thought, maybe we'll get, 100 people to do it. And within like a week, we had well over 1,000, right? It was crazy, which is why I go, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick just 4. So, but anyway,
Spawn, Todd, you talking about Spawn 30 years plus? Come on, my brother. But do you know the fandom that is out there, plus the rediscovery? Because thank you for being one of those that don't want to reboot.
Anyway, what would be fun is to have one of the winners sort of be discovered too, right? That they see it, and then every other company goes, man, that was a cool cover. I'm going to phone them up and see if they want to do a cover for me. And next thing you know, that person, in 2 years is a big shot. It'd be awesome. So
amazing, yeah. And then you go, I'm showing up all the rules and everything that's popping.
Yeah. Again, there's not that many rules other than just here's when you got to have it in. Here's what you got to draw it on and whatever else, blah blah blah. Right. So
I want to be a little sneaky and slide into my homie over here. He started working on this and then finished with this over here.
There you go. There you go.
That's a shout out to David Nemesis Howard right there, fellow Comic Crusader. He loves Spawn too.
No, but there is a ton of really, really, really impressive stuff. So
Absolutely, but talk about impressive stuff, Todd, man, because this is busy for the line itself of the Spawn universe, the ever expansion, yet another monumental number in the issue run, number 350.
Yep.
And again, not rebooting, a great jumping on point for new fans because you got a whole new story popping. You're talking to me that it's about 90s flavor coming back a little bit. I mean, what's popping here in the Spawn universe in 2024, and that too. Thank you, bro. You don't break my pockets, bro. If you were here, I'll give you a big hug, bro. Because
hey, what happened to the other 9? 299 is supposed to be, but
yeah, I know. Whoever sent me that 2.9, okay, we get the point.
What? That came from my end? Oh man, 299. Yeah. I mean, the anniversary issue will be 499, right? But
okay.
But we're gonna have So we've got a couple of new titles. Again, some are going to be monthly, some are going to be one shot, some are going to be 3-issue miniseries, some will be 5-issue miniseries. I mean, there's going to be a whole hodgepodge of it. But the first one coming out is Sam and Twitch, which is again it's going to be an urban detective whodunit story, right? So for people who say, I don't care about superheroes, I don't care about capes and spandex, whatever, right? Then I would look them in the eye and go, then read Sam and Twitch, and it's so far away from superhero. It's just gritty detective. If you like, and it's going to look like and read like a movie or a true detective miniseries, right? That's who these two characters are. Good detectives. So that's what that first book is. That's the first one coming up. Yep.
I see that because I see you're the writer on this. So what inspirations were you digging into for their particular stories?
Just drama as a whole, but to show a little. The piece of Sam and Twitch to me that I think gets lost sometimes by other people when they think about it is that the two characters only occasionally butt into Spawn and his mythology, and in between all that, they are just really, really great detectives. And so, like, this is showing that piece of them, of like, oh, there's a murder mystery. Oh, how's this? Let's figure it out because nobody else can seem to figure it out. And they have this sort of unique relationship with each other, right? And so, as you can see, you're showing a little bit of the artwork here. That it's cinematic, right? The artist Shimon Kudransky, that's his style, and to me it fits perfect for like realistic urban stuff. So, yep.
I absolutely agree. I mean, look at this.
There's a murder. You can see it. There's a murder right at the very beginning, and then we have to backtrack and sort of for the first 8 issues. The first story takes 8 issues to complete. Like trying to sort through what's going on in this small town.
Excellent. And then I spoke to Big Jim too over here on this one, but Deadly Tale of the Gunslinger, because again, a fan fave, yo.
Yeah. Gunslinger is a character that I think super cool, and he is. I think he's going to be one of my most valuable characters. But he got pulled into modern times. And we keep doing these flashbacks to him as a cowboy because he's a gunslinger, and that's where he came from. So Jimmy, who's wrote this extensive long run on Jonah Hex, he knows how to do westerns. So we're going to have 2 gunslinger books. Essentially, we're going to have the modern book, the one I write, and then we're going to have the western book, right? So again, you don't have to buy both. If you like one more than the other, then go and get it. But this is going to be a western, sort of showing Gunslinger before he got pulled into the modern Spawn mythology. And then Patrick Reynolds doing the artwork again, as you could see.
Yeah,
cool stuff, right? Just cool, gritty. I think the westerns that I like were always really, they felt dirty, right? Because they're always dusty. So.
Yeah, because Laurie herself was a comic book independent creator and actually has a zombie-ish western out there. So yeah, I think you definitely got to connect. You'll have a blast talking to her. She's a wonderful community. Yep. I mean, and look at this art though. I mean, killer, yo. Pat is a murderer on these pages, yo.
Yeah. This is a little bit of homage to a scene I did in the regular Gunslinger book of flashing back of the moment that he sort of gets his costume for the very first time.
Yeah.
Right. So this is just, I think they're going back and then saying, oh, yeah, the Gunslinger's back, but let me tell you tales of it, you know, from that moment forward. Like he becomes the gunslinger. So then what? Right. So this is a little bit of a kind of a quasi origin story, if you will.
Yeah, and you got Jimmy P, because he's done legendary work in Western comic books. So I was like, what? What? He's gonna murder this. I can't wait to read this. After you be picking, look at that illustration and stuff right there from Pat. I mean, yo, Gunslinger looking awesome, yo, for real. And then we got Misery, baby. And okay, because you're keeping yourself busy too, you know, really involved in the project, right? And so talk to us about, Misery over here.
So Misery is going to be the same team that does Sam and Twitch. So if you like Sam and Twitch and you like stuff that's sort of urban and gritty, there's a little bit of more of a horror bent to this one. The lead character is a character called Cyan that is, for people who know Spawn, it's the little baby that was there in issue like #1 of Spawn that is now grown. And she sort of manifested these powers. The piece of it is not so much that she's got powers, but that the powers are more of a curse to her, truly a curse, right? Playing a little bit on some of the same things I do with Spawn, but her thing is going to be that she's got this empathy touch, and if she touches you, it brings all the worst that you've ever done to the surface. And each one of us, I don't care if you're a bingo lady at church, you've still done stuff in your life that you probably aren't too proud of. So all of it will come to the surface. And she can, and not only when she touches you, is it going to bring it to the front of it brings it to the front of hers too. So she has to basically live it at the same time. But basically, in its simplest form, she confronts somebody. Let's use an easy example. You beat your girlfriend. You have shattered her as a human being. You don't even know that because you don't give a shit because you're just a bully. Well, guess what? I'm going to make you feel what she felt. Everything you put on her, it's going to be put on you. Now, the problem is that when she does that, she can't turn it off. Like that touch, that touch is always there. And here's the curse of it. 17-year-old girl should be going to a lot of social events and having a good time and doing whatever. She can't, because if she touches any of her friends or people she cares about, the same thing's going to happen.
She didn't know their truth. So
she doesn't want to know their truth. She doesn't want to bring her friends and family pain. So she has to basically pull back and isolate herself at a time when she should be doing the exact opposite as a person turning into sort of womanhood, adulthood, right? So it's going to be playing like with that you just because you got powers and the odd place you can use it to your advantage, would you basically throw it all away if you could, because it literally is a curse.
No, Todd, man, I've seen Cyan's journey and the books and all, the family. So it's like, so I'm actually been looking forward to this for a long time. And thank you for, unlike other comic book companies that don't allow their characters to grow up. We actually see a grown up, more grown up Cyan, not a kid. Things are moving forward. And it's a beautiful thing to see how you keep developing the characters within the Spawn universe. As a fan, I really appreciate that. And these are one of the books that I am looking forward to, because I know how you are too, very family based. So I know you have a personal little touch in there. You know what I mean? A Papa Todd.
No, I've got 2 daughters, and if they
I don't understand.
If they got shut off from the world, it would be crushing. So
yeah. And then here, a very fun book. Spawn kills every Spawn. What the hell are we going on here, boy? You going wild? Of course, John Layman. You got Rob Duenas, which I'll be talking to real soon. I can't wait. I mean, talk about this fun book because I always enjoyed this. This is wild, bro.
So this one is. I mean, we did the Spawn kills everyone, and it was sort of a surprise miniseries we did, right? Sort of goofy book. And then we did the Spawn kills everyone too. And for the most part, you got this little chibi Spawn, and he's like doesn't like competition, so his whole thing is like, I'm going to eliminate all the competition. So in the first one, he basically was every page killing a hero, right? Although in the first series, he was at a convention and they were all cosplayers. He didn't know it. And then I gave 2 pages to him killing me, right? So his big kill was me. But they again, we had some pretty good success. We go, oh, now that we got the new Spawn universe and all the characters, what happens if I like now his competition is like, oh man, I thought my competition was all the other companies, and now the competition is my own Spawn guys. So I got to get rid of my own Spawn guys too. So, and so this is, I think, like page 1 where you can see he's doing his sketches because he's like a celebrity. He's doing his sketches at the convention. He's got $60, $50, 40. He keeps putting nobody's in line. And then the next page, I think you pull back and you see that they're in line for all the other Spawns. So he's like, there.
Look at that. Oh my God.
They're in line for all the other Spawns. And he's like,
even Savage Dragon got a bigger line.
Yeah, like, this is ridiculous. So, yep.
This is hysterical. I love, you make one of your own universe and have a great time with it. This is what it should be, man. This is comic books, bro. That's why you want the illest creators out there, my brother. Now, what's popping here? No home here. What's this?
So there's going to be one that's, again, I'm trying to give a variety of books to people, so it's not just the same old, same old. This one, the artist Jonathan Galapian, who I think most people know is the inker on Greg Capullo's long run on Batman. But he's got this cool artwork that is like kind of got this Bill Sienkiewicz vibe to it, right? And it's really odd and funky, and it's very evocative. And so him and Daniel's also an inker. As a matter of fact, he's inking issue 351 of Spawn right now. But so these 2 inkers that have writing and art abilities are going to do this book that's going to have some continuity to it, but it's going to be a really haunting book.
I see just from the characters here, like what's going on with Homie behind. I love the smoky cape and that all. I mean, and look at Homie's sword. I saw a giant sword today, so now I know who could hold it.
All right, I'm going to step away for just a minute. I just was told my dad's getting up. I got to help him just for a minute here. So
you do your thing. I'm going to
do your thing. I'll be right back.
Absolutely, I'm going to make sure people vote for my boy David Nemesis Howard puts over here. That's how it works, because folks. You gotta hold my homie. Didn't he do a wonderful job there? I mean, look at that, and then from that he went to that. That's pretty fire. So let Todd take care of his papa. All right, he'll be back in a moment. Wait a minute. See, I should be first. Now how it works. There we go. So I go here. All right. So give Todd a minute. He'll be right back. He got her family. But you see, what do you guys think right now? Talk to us. Let me know. Are you guys excited about the current books already been showing? I mean, again, what do you guys think about keeping the $2.99 price point, unlike the big 2, if you will, doing that $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, goddamn. With ads, if you will. You know what I mean? It's not like you're getting the pages that they advertise. You're getting on like Indie, which I love so much. And a big shout out to Lori. You better check out her book. You know what I mean? And right there, the way you get the main characters to No Home here. Where? Give me the link, man. Give me the link, right? And it's Lori. I agree. Nem is kicking butt. A big shout out to Awesome Stars Radio. A big homie, the blind Adam himself, the comic pimp. You know what I mean? You gotta check him out. If you're into the material, that's the homie you gotta check out right there. The little girl first debut in issue 5 of the OG Spawn run, Daniel? Is that what you're telling me? Well, there we go. Daniel dropping the idea for you speculators. What you got to be getting and buying and making it impossible for everybody else to buy, like Blind Adam. You know what I mean? Blind Adam here says he wishes that he could bring back the HBO animated series with Keith David. Yeah, you never know what's coming, man. Spawn is popping off everywhere. You know what I mean? I actually want to get a nice, proper Spawn video game. You know, what system do we want it on, though? What do we want that on? Do we want it on Xbox? Do we want it on PlayStation? Where do we want it on? And a big shout out to Big Donna, yo, in La Casa. You know, brother, no, thank you for coming on. Folks, you got to check out, you know, his work, too. You already seen it. Check out the previous podcast, all right? That's what I'm going to tell you guys to do. All right, so you know what he's doing and become a fan just like me. So check it out. Lori says she just went into pre-launch for her latest trade paperback. Show the love for independent comic books and independent comic book creators because Lori is a boss. And if you like that Gunslinger Spawn, I think you're really gonna dig what Lori is doing with her story right there. Right? I mean, again, the pre-launch. Lori, share the link. Can you share the link so I can put it on screen or send me a DM? I'll turn on my Facebook somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, absolutely. There you go, Blind Adam. Lori agrees with you that the animated series is absolutely amazing. And a big shout out to the ultimate toygasm himself, right over here, Chris Perez, Chris Crash, where believes that the Spawn game should be on a PS5 only because I don't have one. So yeah, thank you. That's kind of and even dirtier, he says exclusive. So unless you get me a PS5, I do not agree with you. Yes, please bring on X. That's the one I could afford for right now. Let's make it happen. Send me some links. Hold on, let me see. Send them to me on Facebook if you want. I don't know if YouTube will be blocking the links or not. So you're telling me you know what to do, Lori. Where you at? To Almega, not the Comic Crew, please. To Almega, por favor. Make it easy for me. That's the page I got up. All right. See, you keep saying sneak here. You keep teasing. Let me go to YouTube, see if I'm able to mute that because we don't want that feedback that's going to make us all deaf. Do you want that? No. No one wants that. Absolutely. Good. So this guy says, look here. Daniel, you just a tease, bro. Like I said, then I'm gonna put a comic book tease poll in my studio. When you want to tease comics, you gotta dance on the pole first and just tease the books as you spin around the pole like this or some shit. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like right now. It kind of sucks. That's awful. How dare you tease us like that and not be able to show me what the hell is really going on? Wepa. All right, Lori dropped it on the Facebook. I see that link right there. All right, let me copy that right now. Copy link, right? Copy link. And folks, check this out. I want you to support my homegirl, Lori C. Jesus, that is long.
All right, sorry about that. So, my dad slept till 2 because, like I said, we were in the hospital all day yesterday, and slept till 2, and he's like, now he's so mad at himself because old people don't sleep in. He's like, what? No way I slept till 2. It's like, because I'm telling you, he fell off a porch and he hit his head on cement. I mean, it was like if you trip and hit your head on cement, but if you fall 3 feet, I mean, he hit it hard. So I was like, dude.
Well, listen, be happy he's there and he's complaining about it because I had an ex-family member that didn't have that luck. So he got some good.
He got some good.
You got that hockey toughness that you got, bro. I see you showing off your Maple Leafs right there, bro. And I need that shirt you got. Oh my gosh.
He got cracked hard. So
he looks like he got punched by Mike Tyson. Jeez.
Yeah, he was in the hospital going, you should have seen the other guy. So,
bro, I need a shirt with the Spawn on the collar like that, bro. That's pretty cool. I need a shirt like that. I like that. Look at that. Wepa, like a boss, bro.
Well, that's old. This is old. This is why it's all so loose. This is like I think I made this shirt 25 years ago, practically. So
all right. So let's get back to where we were going to. Right here, let me add this back to the stage, right? We were talking about. There we go. Look at that amazing artwork, creepy, sexy, beautiful, and all of this was black and white. Are any of the books going to be black and white by chance, or all going to be colored?
no, yeah, they're all going to be colored, but you're right. He lives in a world where a black and white book would actually work. So.
Yeah, I would love to see you guys. Oh man, we get. Hey, of course. Listen, I have all your books. Of course, I have the OG Violator mini. Look at this! Wow! Ooh, look at that team.
So this one's going to be a little bit interesting because it's going to sort of do this story of Violator spanning throughout times, and the writer Mark Draco, who I've known forever, his idea was, since each one of the stories at a different time, that why don't we get different artists to tell each one of those times so that it feels like something has changed and evolved instead of one person trying to do 5 or 6 different styles. So that's the reason for all the different artists. Is it's an intentional, we want it to feel different in each era we're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, Lori agrees. A collector edition in black and white. I'm with it. I mean, and look at this. Oof. Oh, what? What's going on here? Is that
a little bit black and white and red? Black and white and red. Basically, that's the Spawn colors, right? Black and white and red.
Yeah.
So, I think black and white and red books would work too, right? So.
I agree. And then here we go. I love this character. I mean, listen. Look. This is how far back I go, Todd. Let me show you real quick. I had to take a picture before. But those are my OGs, both from the store, Toys R Us, day of release.
Wow.
Day of release. Okay? Those say Todd's Toys on them. All of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
They do the original line, man, I should know this, but my original line say Todd Toys, not McFarlane Toys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's okay. Those are the OG then. Yeah.
Those are my OGs. I love them to death. But I mean, you made me spend so much money and continue to do so. But it's okay. I love you, brother. I love this. Then we got Medieval coming over here, man. I can't wait for this. This is my
so Medieval Spawn is a character that I think could again be a fan favorite, right? And not only in modern time, but like he had this big past, but I think he could be sort of like my Thor, to use an example, right?
Yes.
Like a mythology that's in modern time that's there. And so we're trying to expand, and we're having conversations like, well, do they get new names, right? Because I don't want everybody to have the vernacular of Spawn all the time.
I agree.
So I want them to all. So we're talking about establishing them so they're strong characters, and then giving them their own identities. So yes, there'd be a connection to Spawn, but you could read the book on its own and not feel like you have to read any of the other Spawn books. And so there's this one, which is going to play with a little bit of the past and the future. And then there's going to be the Liam Sharp Dark Ages Spawn. And that one's going to be completely historical, right? So.
Yeah, I remember kind of something like that. What was it? The Viking Spawn, that were kind of the skinny releases that came with a magazine. I remember, that was so fun. What Focus? This one, like, huh? What's this?
Focus is essentially my Flash. So there's a simple comp. Like you try to use examples that people understand.
Yeah, another book by Todd. You see, yet another book. This man, how you doing this to yourself, bro?
Well, some of these ideas I've had for years and years and years. So the concept of speed to me is really intriguing, and I like the words. Like, if it's interesting if you say to somebody, "Oh man, that guy's fast," right? That it can either mean physically or mentally, right? Man, he's quick on his feet. That, he can think quick, right? Or you're just fast physically. If you use the opposite word and you say to somebody, man, that guy's slow, that can be both mentally and physically, right? So I'm trying to play with this character again, the meaning of time, and is being fast good, is being slow bad, where does it all begin? And oh, by the way, all of this plays into your metabolism, so that it, again, I'm a big fan on, it shouldn't be easy to be a hero. And so this, I've had this idea for a long time. I think it's actually a movie idea of, to create, just like in the Matrix, they created bullet time. I wanted to come up with a new way of creating like speed time, and what it does to the human being when you do it, right? Because the body shouldn't remain the same if you're pushing it at a level that is literally burning thousands of calories and then regenerating and burning and regenerating. And if you're doing that literally 20 times a second for 3 minutes, the first thing that should happen to me is when you stop, I mean, it should be a shock to your system. So anyways, Focus, he's appeared in the Gunslinger comic book already, and made a couple of appearances, but this is going to be sort of a cool story with sort of his origin that basically deals with some of those topics I just talked about. And it has nothing to do with heaven or hell. This is like a superhero book, if you will.
And then we got Rat City.
Rat City is like a it's set in the future. It's a sci-fi book. So people who like sci-fi, right? Erica came with this pitch to us, Erica Schultz, and it was really kind of cool. And it, sort of the easy premise a little bit is like, we all know that there's a Spawn and he exists, but what happens after he dies? What do people do with that legacy? Good, bad, or indifferent? Good, bad, or indifferent, right? So to use maybe a bad example, that you had a human being that existed for a while and his name was Hitler, right? And now you fast forward, right? 85 years later, and there's a lot of people that look at his legacy and say, never again, never again. And then there's another group of people who are still white supremacists. Mm-hmm. So some people take it this way and some people take it this way. And so this book is just a little bit of a reflection on, like, oh, there's this character called Spawn years ago. What does that mean to people in the future? What does his legacy mean? And they're going to be diving into it. So
digging it. Right? I'm going to be look at it. It's like a ghost right there. Beautiful.
Right, there you go. Right, there goes. So again, it's like, damn you for even existing. Right, right. You right. The world has gotten twisted by your existence. And again, the person's dead. They have no idea. Right. So you can use Martin Luther King for good or for bad. Right. Mm-hmm. So, and then cool. There's some imagery, so you can see the sort of some of the sci-fi look of it that Z. Carlo did. I think it's cool.
Yeah, because throughout all these books, we're gonna see different costumes, different looks. Throughout even the and here we got Liam.
I want them to be different reads, so that people don't feel like they're just reading Spawn light.
Yeah,
so that's it. Yep.
I dig it. Then we got Liam Sharp, a boss right here, doing both. Woof,
yeah. So Liam, for those that don't know, decades ago, did some Dark Ages Spawn. He did some great covers, right? He did a couple of interior pics, but he did some great covers too. And in all sincerity, I thought he'd forgotten he ever did it. We all get old and we all move on. But he came back and knocked on our door and said, "Hey, I've always thought about the Dark Ages Spawn. I got this story, and I wondered if you'd be interested in it." And it was like, "Yeah, sure, come on board." So, and this one's going to be like dark and gritty and more Game of Thrones, Conan the Barbarian. That era. If you like that era, then you'll like this book.
But listen, I'm gonna like them all. I'm already buying it. A big shout out over here to Worthy Chaos Comics, another amazing independent creator. Check out her books. But yeah, I see Conan and shit. Even like, yeah, I can't wait. Start making me spend money. What's going on here with this image that was shared with me?
I don't know. Oh, that might be Liam from way
Liam?
back. From way back when he's, I don't know what that photo is actually, but so I'm taking a guess.
We got surprise. All right, there we go.
I'm taking a guess. Oh, Liam from way back when. So.
All right, so before I get into the next and last slideshow, dude, 30 years doing toys too now?
Yep.
Wow. How do you feel about taking on the big boys and standing the test of time and here like bigger than ever?
Okay, I just sort of always see it as like a race, right? I mean, and the race is a marathon to some extent. And so we've done 30 years of it, and I got 1,000 stories I could probably recant if we had nothing but time. But you're just doing your job moving forward, and you can only control your own stride. You can't control the people you're running against. You can just control yourself, right? Harder, faster, go. And sometimes the competition's ahead of you, and sometimes they're on your flank, and sometimes they're behind you. So, and you just react accordingly. And sometimes you can outrun them, and sometimes they outrun you. And you just keep going. So we're 30 years into it. We're quite proud of what we accomplished. I think we carved a groove that said you can do toys for older people and collectors and fandom and don't have to feel embarrassed by it. And now there's dozens and dozens of companies that do what we did beginning in 1994. Which was the plan, right? I couldn't make all the cool toys of all the cool brands that we like as geeks. We were going to need lots of good people to come along. And then if they could do a better job than me, then I was going to have to pick up my game. And next thing you know, you just keep doing all of that, and 30 years go by, and you celebrate that anniversary and hope that you've got another 30 in you.
And not just that, you got amazing collaborations, a new partnership with Hasbro to expand Pace Points, for example, to include, more licenses. I can't wait to see your renditions of a Transformers and a G.I. Joe. Holy shit, bro. You're going to murder me, Todd. You made me broke. You know what I mean?
Okay. The idea is that you put out as many options you can, and then you just stand back and you let people decide what is good for them. Right? I never assumed that all the things we're doing that anybody will consume all of it. That's, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact that's not the truth. So you put out 10 things and maybe somebody will pick up one or two. It's just that the one or two that you might pick up might be different than the person next to you. And so my job is to give different looks and different price points and different feels in the comic books and in the toys, and let people decide, right? So again, some people don't like sports, some people do. Some people don't like cartoons. We showed it earlier. You had earlier there, the Batman animation. Some people do, right? There's the Batman 66, right? There's just, again, I think the 85th anniversary of Batman coming this year, there's just going to be a wide range of us acknowledging. And then, we're going to be tipping a hat to some of our old packaging from the way back when. And bring some of the retro look back just a little bit, just to sort of have a little bit.
Oh my! Look at this guy again. Let me just throw. If I could throw my wallet at you, I just hand you my card, Todd. Just charge accordingly. You're murdering me. I mean, look at this beautiful work. Laurie said. So what you're saying is too stubborn to quit pays off.
No, I think what I would like to say more is that if you give the consumer a quality product at a fair price and continue to do that and be loyal to them, they'll be loyal back to you. And then all of a sudden you can be around for 30 years, right? So don't. It's one of the reasons why I never went public was you have to maximize your profits every 90 days. That's the game. And the people working for those companies, that's what they should be doing because that's their obligation, right? The legal term is they have a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders' value. That's it. That's what they have to do, which basically means maximize profits every 90 days. The downside of that is that because you're always trying to get and squeeze the most out of everything all the time, I think that it makes you make short-term decisions that are not good for the health of your company. And more so, I think it puts you in a position where you're taking advantage of your consumer. And if you start taking advantage of your consumer and they walk away, you've got nothing. You got nothing. So, to me, you always treat the consumer good. So if you can afford to put it out for $19 instead of $20, then put it out for $19. Right? Their mentality is the opposite. If we can get an extra buck, get the extra buck. Right? So like I said, I don't have that mindset. So I just go, which is why I've been able to compete. I think in all honesty, it's why I've been able to compete. That I can beat them at some of their own philosophical games. And cool, here I am 30 years later.
Gotcha. So Chris Barrett has the question too. He says he sees a lot of people complaining about a price hike in your DC figures. Is it going to be the price from now on, or is there going to be fluctuating?
It depends. It depends on what we're talking about at what times and when they come out. So what's interesting at times is that our competition had blown past all those prices long ago, right? So you hold it down and you sort of come up because my cost of everything, shipping and material goods and manufacturing, all those go up every single year too.
Of course, everything going up here anyway.
I just don't raise my prices at the same rate. I mean, my comic books are the only ones in the industry at $2.99, right?
Yes.
So,
and a salute and thank you again for that.
So again, I have printing cost, artist cost, shipping cost of comic books gone up in the last 20 years. So I haven't changed the price. So what does that mean? It just means my profits have gone down and down and down. It's okay. I'm okay with that, right? I am not a public company that has to maximize that. So I'm okay
about that.
If being fair to the consumer and have them be loyal means that I make half as much, then I think it's worth it. So I have that luxury. There's a good thing about owning your own companies. You get to make decisions, good, bad, or indifferent, and you just have to live with the consequence.
And I can't wait till what you have coming up next, man, because you smashed the first one on Kickstarter. I mean, you broke sales records like a MFer last time. And now you're coming back with another bad boy right here. I mean, oh my God, bro. What are you doing to us, Collect? I mean, look at this gorgeous figure. Talk about what's popular.
This one's easily the most detailed figure we've ever done, right? Articulated. I mean, we've done statues and stuff, but I mean, articulated figure, this is going to easily be the most detailed one we've ever done. And if you think that's detailed, take his cape off and look at his back, right? So it's all the way around. We're trying to sort out right now too that he gets two capes, both the plastic and the cloth cape. So again, whatever you want. But I'm hoping that we reach all of our sort of, they call them stretch goals, but to me, I think they should just be free reward. If you get that number, I'm like, oh man, cool. But there's going to be like different gauntlets that are going to be hopefully that we get to give to everybody. Really? Three or four different heads and helmets that people get. The chest plates. The chest plates are like multiple chest plates, and what's cool about the chest plate is that it's magnetic, right? So you just pull it off and then click, The next one goes on. The gauntlets that you see on the forearm,
yeah,
right? Those are magnetic, right?
nice.
It goes on. He's got like a big shield. If you take the gauntlet off, the shield goes onto the magnet, and then you turn around and you click on and you put the straps on it.
Yeah.
So again, it's not just a magnet and it's not authentic. You put the straps, it'll look super badass. And then we've got tons and tons of weapons that come with them. So I'm hoping that this character not only appeals to quote unquote Spawn fans, but people who just like fantasy. Like if you're into Dungeons and Dragons and even like Warhammer and stuff like that, and I show you this, I don't know. I'm hoping that some people go, that's cool. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what this medieval Spawn is, but that's cool. So
you put this guy in Dungeons and Dragons, he's kicking all their asses. Come on now. Look at this.
And we'll do the campaign. The thing that we're trying to do, and I was hoping that we could have had it out a little bit earlier, but I want to make sure that I sort of get everything right and we do it right, is that we're trying to get everything done in advance other than making it. Yeah. And so that means we get all the prototypes done, all the steels done, all the masks to do the paintings done, all the calibrating of all the joints are all done, and all the engineering is pre-done. The packaging has been signed off and whatever, so that when we do the campaign, let's say it's 30 days, I'll make it up. 30-day campaign. On the 30th day, the factory is going to phone me up and go, how many? That's their only question. Everything is ready. It's all teed up, Todd. We've got all the ingredients to bake cookies. How many cookies do you need?
Love this.
And so here's why that's important, Al. And I think not only is it important, I'm hoping it's one of the big reasons why people buy this figure, besides it's a hell of a figure, is that if we do what I'm planning on and they can go into production the day after the campaign ends, then we should be shipping these within 2 months of the end of the campaign.
Nice.
Where people are used to a year, 2 years before they get their product, I'm going to see if I can do it in months, like literally months. So you want that? You excited about that? You're going to get it fast. You're going to get it fast. So
there we get 7-inch figure, medieval Spawn, scheduled launch early 22 moving parts, I'm going to love this. I can't wait. I mean, the way you're talking, it sounds like you already took it outside to play, did you?
Yeah, I've actually got the box with all the parts in it. I just received it.
Oh, so cool. Is it going to be a similar box as to the first edition?
Yep. No. Same packaging as what we did with the Spawn, except for it have its own logo and whatever else. So if you want to treat it as a series, then you can stack them next to each other. Yeah.
All right, so 2 more topics to discuss real quick before I let you go over here. Man, there's rumors out there in the entertainment industry. Jason Blum is predicting that Spawn is being released possibly in 2025. ¿Qué pasa, mi amigo? Por favor. Do I need to order my tickets now? What are we doing here, Todd? What's going on?
I think it's a byproduct of everybody's enthusiasm for the product and for the project, right? So Jason is usually pretty tight-lipped because whenever I say anything, he sometimes phones me and goes, Todd, you shouldn't be saying that.
How dare you?
But here's my guess is Jason Blum, who's the head of Blumhouse, has made 100 movies, right? He's a pro. He knows the time it takes to make a film, right? So I think he was just doing, when he said that off the cuff, I think it was when he was doing his PR for The Exorcist, I think is when he said that. Is that I think he was just doing time in his head. And it was like, are we doing the script? Yes. If we get it done by this time, early 2024, and then we do the rewrites and comments, whatever, can we have it done early in the first quarter, the script? Yes. If we have the script done, can we then go find our director and then take our team to go sell it into Hollywood by mid-year? Yes. If Hollywood signs off and says, yeah, we want to make it, we make a deal, do we have plenty of time to do pre-production, 2, 3, 4 months? Yes. Does that then mean that we're potentially making a movie if everything goes according to what I just said? And it's all theoretical. Could we be making a movie early 2025? Yes. Can we film a movie in 2 months or 3 months? Yes. And can we do the editing of it and have it all ready to go so that you have a movie, let's say, at Halloween 2025? Yes. Right? Every day that goes by, that gets harder and harder. But is the time there? I think he knows how long it takes to bake and make a movie. And so he's just like, we done right. And we're all hoping it's done right. Could we get one out in 2025? Yes. Yes. The answer is yes. Will that happen? Again, there's bigger people that still come involved, the big studios and the people that are putting all their money up. But could we? Yes. Will it happen? I don't know, but that's what we're all hoping for. That's the goal. We'll know this year. We'll know because we're gonna get all those answers this year. So
excellent. All right, so let's talk about community a little bit before we go. There's a lot of stuff because you did that first Whatnot, right? Was it last year? And you smashed it, murdered it on your first one, bro. Talk about popping a cherry. Where far? That one popped hard. You murdered it. Talk about stepping into that room and now developing that community because I remember you're running some bi-monthly stuff. What's going on here?
Yeah. Well, I just talked to you a little bit about Kickstarter. And traditionally, the way Kickstarter works is people come, they put their idea out, they cross their fingers, they hope they get enough money. At the end, they get the money, and then they start developing, right? And which is why it takes a year, 2 years. I lead a different life. I can use Kickstarter differently, and I'm gonna on this next one. I'm gonna spend my money before I have it. Start getting it all ready. I have confidence I'm gonna get it back, and if I don't, my gamble. And so all of a sudden, I can now say, like I just said, that maybe I'll get it to you within a few months after the end of it. Nobody else can say that, right? Why? Because I can play a different game. Whatnot to me is just another version of that. Most people use, and I understand it, they use it as an auction house in a place to make a few extra dollars. I don't begrudge anybody from trying to make money and feed the babies. God bless everybody, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that that's not interesting to me, right? Yeah. I've got money, I do good, we're doing okay. So we did the one, and you're right, we killed it, whatever else. But my conversations to them when we were doing stuff was, how big? I want to do community stuff. I want to talk to these people, and then. Although you can make money, I don't want money for me. Let's sometimes raise money for other people, and we're let's use this. I don't have the need to constantly, every time I come on your platform, to have to make money for me. I think there's other things. So what do you have that is of value to me? And here's what's valuable to me. Not money. I got plenty of money. People. People to me are the greatest commodity because the more people you can potentially reach out with your message, the more potentially they might be curious as to what it is you're creating and your ideas. And if you can create enough of those people that continue to come and at times give you their hard-earned money, whether it's in toys or comics or movies or video games or whatever it is, then you get to keep doing it and coming up with cool ideas and doing the art. And next thing you know, you've had a career. So to me, I'm like, how do I talk to as many people as possible and whatnot? And that's really sort of the big goal. And so we'll sell some stuff, we'll do some charity stuff, and then we'll just do plain old community stuff. We did one where it was a Q&A. I was just answering questions and giving stuff away. I don't want your money. I want to talk to you, and I want to say hi. I want to say thank you. And oh, by the way, here's 35 different or whatever, 50 free things, like, randomly, boom, out. So I don't know, just having fun with the community like you do when you're at a convention. Just can
That's
you
what
do
I dig your energy, Todd. You're the man, bro. That's what I dig your energy. You are about the community. I always see it even in the cons. You were about to say you just out there. You do your thing, bro. You're amazing. I mean, I even see that you're also doing a monthly newsletter, fan centered. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about that. Where do I sign up for that? So that way I'm always up.
Yeah. Again, everybody doesn't have to do all these things, but we're just trying to create doors into the world of all of our creation. So I don't really care. I've always said I'm not biased how you come into the house, right? If you want to come in through the toy door, done. Oh, comic book door, done. Oh, I saw that movie. I liked it. Oh, I saw the animation. Oh, there was this video game. Oh man, I just bought Call of Duty. I never heard of Spawn until I saw Call of Duty. He was in the movie, or he was in the video game. Oh man, he was in Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I don't care how you get in. I just want you to come in, have a good time. We're doing NFTs too, right? If you like digital art, cool. We'll get digital. I don't care. I'm not biased to any of it. Like everybody just pick and choose. Like going to the grocery store, pick and choose what you want. There's a million things. Put the 20 things that you want in your cart. Leave everything else alone. That's all I'm saying. It's just that, but I think the value is if you have a big store with people coming in and you say, today we've got a giant sale. In this case, we've got a movie that maybe you might be able to take a portion of each one of those people and they might be interested in going and seeing your product right over there. And it's like the movie might be successful because some people came from the toy corner and some people came from because they saw him in Call of Duty corner, or some people came because they saw him in this other corner or whatever else, or 10 years ago they saw the HBO anime. I don't care where they come from. I am ambivalent to all of it. But what I do know is that there is a value in a lot of those people. The more of those people, the more success you have. And here's the thing about success, not that I'm worried about fame and fortune. I've had it for 30 years. I'm good. I'm past it. It's boring to me. But the success will allow you to continue doing more art and expressing your ideas. Why? Because when you are successful and you make money for people, they ask you, hey, Todd, you got any more ideas? And they want you to do more. And they want you to do more. And they want you to do more. And the goal should be, at least it is for me, as a creator, to be able to create forever. And then someday I take my last breath and I'm dead. That's my trek. Like you never stop creating. So unless I'm going to own every company along the way, and I like the companies I do own because it's very refreshing. But sometimes when you're dealing with other companies and you're asking for their input and at times their money, and at times like making a movie, a lot of money, then you have to play by some of their rules. And one of their rules is they like success because they want to get their money back. Done. So that's why I need success, to be able to do art. People misconstrue this piece. I need success because it will give you a chance at art, and I'm an artist. So I will not apologize for the success, because try being an artist for 50 years and being a failure at it half the time. You will never have a 50-year career.
Yeah. All right. So while you were away, Adam has asked a question, since you have mentioned the animation. Any chance of a Spawn animation coming through, whether movie, series, or anything?
Sure. We developed years ago a second wave of it. I've got all the pre-production of all of that. The voices recorded. It's ready to tee up almost. Maybe it'd probably take about a month to do some stuff, and then we could go straight into the cell drawing of the cell, which is usually the end of that process. But the question is, the big question, Al, is going to be, what's the deal we're going to make in Hollywood? That's going to tip everything.
Gotcha.
And that means either I'm selling them a movie and TV, and then from TV, is it live action or is it animation? And then and here's the big question, is it just Spawn?
Yeah,
I've got a universe, and it's only going to get bigger. You just announced some of the new stuff. It's only getting bigger.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys tell me what where your appetite is, and we'll design it. We'll design it in the way that makes the most sense for you and for me.
You know where my appetite is right now? I want to see a straight up, give me another straight up Spawn video game of him kicking ass through hell. I mean, I got my Dreamcast one, I got my Super Nintendo one, I got even my Game Boy game. I still got to get the PlayStation one. That's the only one I think I'm missing.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say to that, Al, is that will happen. I have no doubt.
Okay.
But I think it has to happen in a meaningful way, going back to what I just said about success, right? So could we do a solo video game based on Spawn that is for people who have heard of Spawn and know the comics and the toys? Yes. Will that be successful? Yes, to a level. But if we come out with a movie and the movie works, the word Spawn will now be a known word to tens and tens of millions of people globally. Like how many people do you think knew the word Venom on the globe before the movie came out?
Yeah.
Us geeks. And now I can go to almost any country and say, hey, I created the look of Venom. And people are like, oh my gosh. And they're not saying it because they read the comic, it's because they went to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now if you do a Venom video game, do you think it will be more successful now post getting the word out to the people? And remember, I was saying the greatest value is people. So if you can go from 5 million people to 50 million people that know your brand, then that's 10 times the possibilities of doing stuff. So that's a long-winded way of saying, yes, I believe we will get to a Spawn solo video game. I think the great success of it, which you want so you can do more video games, is probably going to have to be tied to about when the movie's coming. I'm not saying it has to be tied to the look of the movie. It can look like my comic book.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that the word has to matter. So they're going, oh man, there's a cool video game. Oh yeah, I just went and saw that movie. It's super awesome. Boom, boom. I can make that. The geeks are going to come anyway. So how do you expand it even further? So.
I see a Spawn video game in the future on a level of a Gears of War style. Team efforts kicking ass in hell. You know what I mean? Across the universe.
Yep.
Oh man, would I have so much fun? And like I said, look, homie says over here, a gunslinger video game needs to happen.
Oh yeah.
A fan that is dying for something. Give me some more gunslinger, he says.
I agree.
All right, but Todd, let me not take much more of your time. I want to thank you so much, brother. You are an inspiration, man. You got me here excited for everything. Getting me ready to spend my money. I definitely got to ask my job for a raise tomorrow because I'm like, yo, Todd is coming out with some stuff. I'm going to need some more. They're not breaking the bank, but I just got to make sure that I got space for it, right? Because, you know what I mean? This is, what is this? 11 titles, $30 a month. Yeah. That's cheap. People spend on fast food that much on a day sometimes. Horrible. Here we got stuff where you could keep physical copies of beautiful books by this amazing man and his team, brother. Talk about it. Right?
So, Al, I appreciate the enthusiasm and all you've done over the years too. I think that you owe to your audience when to call it out when I'm not living up to the expectations too, right? My job should be to try and always do the best I can. Again, you're never going to keep everybody happy, but there are times when on the creative end, we can get a little bit lazy ourselves, right? We get a little bit blinded, and it's okay. So I appreciate you saying all the nice stuff, but I should also be subject to the honesty when we didn't reach the goals we set out or the expectations that we set out for people. So because it keeps us all honest, and it forces us then to pick up our game and not take our fans for granted. So I appreciate you over the years, not only for what you do for Spawn specifically, but just the industry as a whole. So just keep it up. You keep it up too, dude. You provide a value just like everybody else. So
I appreciate that. And hopefully one day I make within the pages of Spawn being a podcast or talking about how Spawn is tearing up the city, you know, or the new ruler of hell that's coming up, and all this other crazy stuff within the Spawn mythos. I can't wait. Folks, see, I didn't mention that, but the hell has been empty since issue 100. So with 350, 250 issues later, my homie does this whole spin like this and brings it back 200.
Yeah, 350. Somebody finally sits on the throne after. So if for no other reason, it's a $4.99 book, 40 pages, $4.99. You get the answer. Who's sitting on the throne? So you get the punchline. You get the period to that sentence. Oh, by the way, the answer starts a whole nother set of repercussions moving forward. So you get an ending and a beginning all in the same issue. 40 pages, $4.99. You could do worse. You could do worse for that month. So
I cannot wait, Todd. Woo! Of course, everything's already at my comic shop. Big shout out to Wonderland Comics. Thank you for holding my comics all the time, because man, every time I go, it's a big stash I gotta pick up and just sit and read. So thank you, Todd, for everything you do. Mi gente, you know what it is. Give a salute to my man Todd everywhere on X, on Instagram, right there. And of course, check out the website. Pre-order all those dope figures that are dropping. You know, I mean, homie is smashing it. He is the boss in the game and a legend, right? Mi gente, gracias. Hasta la próxima. Way.
Right. Be good out.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.